Well, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Gjemso, and our team consists of Vivek Maradia, our CEO, Nkiruka Menankiti, our VP of Marketing, and myself, acting as the CTO. And today we're really excited to share with you what the vision of our company is. But first, we'd like to show you guys a quick clip.
In developing countries, the business of non-destructive radiography testing is growing rapidly. With this rapid expansion in business, unauthorized use of radiation sources is increasing. Let's take an example from Mark and James, who both have started their own companies offering this type of testing. Mark has decided to invest in his company by being certified as a radiation source operator, purchasing proper safety and security equipment and proper training. As a result, they have met the government's criteria to check out radioactive sources. On the other hand, James's company doesn't have the proper infrastructure, they have unqualified staff, and they lack a proper safety culture. For these reasons, James's application was denied. In order to keep business afloat, James persuades Mark to borrow the radioactive sources for the times where Mark's business is slow. Although illegal, this allows both companies to cash a profit. However, this type of activity often leads to many people being exposed to high levels of radiation, and it also sets the stage for a major national security concern. This scenario presents itself in many places around the world, and fatalities have been reported. It is with this in mind that we created Athena.
Accidents relating to the misuse of radioisotopes are happening all over the world. And each year, there's many reports of people getting ill because of this or actually dying. And we're trying to prevent this. But how are we going to do this? We're going to do this by designing the first ever RFID tracking and monitoring system that gets mounted directly at each radioisotope source and that can provide us with real-time location tracking 24/7. The idea here is to put our devices in each one of the samples so that whenever these samples get outside of its designated area, its designated facility, we'll know immediately and we can notify the authorities. We understand that there's three main radioisotopes that dominate the market, and that they actually come in very standardized sizes, form factors, and geometries. So it's really easy to apply a same design for a vast majority of them. So what's our strategy? Our strategy consists of three main things. The first point is designing this technology by partnering with the right team of experts and the right teams all over the world, especially to help us address some of the biggest concerns that we have right now. Secondly, we will sell the tracking and monitoring services to local government authorities. And lastly, we will work hand in hand with these authorities to facilitate the proper and correct use of these radioisotope sources. Our first market analysis, which is our target market, is India. Currently in India, there's 5,000 radioisotope sources that the country uses, and more particularly, 2,000 of these institutions actually use them throughout the year. These institutions pay an average of $1 a day per disk per source in order to keep them in their facilities. If we were to match this $1 price to put our services and our device into the samples, our company can expect a revenue of $1.8 million a year just in the Indian market alone. This is what our company project roadmap looks like. As I mentioned, the first 12 months will be a product development phase. We'll ensure that this technology can come to life, followed by 9 months of production, so we can officially start our first consignment with India 21 months from now. Looking forward, our vision is to expand to other markets where it's already proven that the same issues are happening in terms of radiation sources. Following this $1 price model that I just described, we can expect to become cash positive 30 months down the road. And right now, we're seeking an investment of $1.5 million to help us through product development and $1 million for production costs. See, next one. Next one. When it comes to competition, there really is none. There are some companies that specialize in source management solutions and GPS tracking of nuclear waste, nuclear casks, nuclear equipment, but nobody right now is targeting this particular market segment. It is with this in mind that we decided to create Athena. And we'd like to ask you to join us, not only investing, but also partner with us in our efforts toward nuclear global security. Thank you.
So that the kids at home can hear you. Thanks, great presentation. I was wondering if you have a technique for making sure that they cannot remove the RFID tags in the facility if they were trying not to comply with the monitoring. So like clothes in a store where you can't take it off.
So we develop a technology which consists screws. So if they try to remove that screw, it will automatically send a message to the regulatory body.
Okay, so on costs, first of all, you want to charge $1 for $1, so it's 100% increase in their cost?
Yep.
So how would that affect the end user's kind of profit and
because they are
business?
like currently they are paying $365 per source for 1 year. So like they are earning a lot from that. So they are allowed, like they are incapable to pay more $365 for the security issue, and government force them to implement more security, they have to pay.
Okay, thank you.
What's the ultimate size of the worldwide market? How big a prize are you going after ultimately?
So right now our focus was primarily India, especially because looking at all the cases that were reported, the problem is that not all the countries are favorable in reporting these accident scenarios. So finding data of actually what the need is in different countries, it's a little hard. But we did find a lot of data for India, and that's why we decided to focus on this one.
Do you have a guess?
Not at this moment.
So if you extrapolated India to the rest of the world,
So
that would be a very...
like 7,000 sources.
Yeah.
So
In Africa, they have, if you combine all Africa, they have like 4,000.
So how big is the market?
So we're looking about 3-4 times what the Indian market will be, just in those 3 countries alone.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.